Hi friends, I hope you have a wonderful day, and this time I'm gonna be reacting to everyone versus Max Verstappen. So let's see what interesting facts we could find that I don't know. Probably a lot. So yeah, let's just check it out.
I went into qualifying, I knew the car was...
Thank you,
that I saw somewhere, yeah.
Max. Let's watch our language going forward.
Verstappen has recently been penalised hours of community service by the FIA for swearing in the driver's press conference following the Singapore Grand Prix.
That's right, I mean, the car was not working. The car is effed, yeah. And then excuse me for the language, but come on. Like, what are we? 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds?
One question, what type of community service could he do? Like usual, he will pick up some garbage or something in F1. I don't know. Big garbage in there. What was that? But yeah, okay.
Incoming, Adrian Newey.
Red Bull has had development problems since Barcelona 2023.
Very close, and the thing is doesn't turn. It's unbelievable.
Explain what happened.
Well, it's very tricky. I think we simply don't understand it.
Perez in the middle part of the track finds the barrier once again.
Oh, and he's in the gravel. My goodness, Sergio Perez. This could be the end for Sergio Perez.
We're heading into the wall. Sainz and Perez.
McLaren now lead the Constructors' Championship, but can Norris bring the fight to reigning champion Max Verstappen for the driver's title?
Your old pal Daniel picked up a fastest lap at the end as well.
Thank you, Daniel.
You've got to put it. So we've done all the right thing there.
Formula One's Daniel Ricciardo has been dropped by the RB team.
Max Verstappen is an F1 driver that I think has been through the most shit. Used and abused as a child, left at a gas station as a teenager.
Fucking guy gotta turn around, left my fucking son at the gas station.
Gets shoved into an F1 car at 17 years old where he nearly fucking dies. Joins Red Bull in 20...
Huh? I hope we will see that. I haven't seen that. But
2016, the most unhealthy F1 team known to man, starts dating Kelly Piquet in 2020 while taking care of Danny Kvyat's child, and according to Adrian Newey himself, he was demonized throughout his entire career.
Fuck you, Max! Fuck you, Max! Fuck you, Max! Man, shut the fuck.
Now what I'm trying to say is that Max Verstappen has been through hell. Maybe not as much as other drivers in the past, but still, and that's probably the reason why he's able to become the racing machine that he is today. Max Verstappen is a racing robot because he was treated by everyone as if he was the fucking Terminator. But despite Max's extreme talent...
That's kind of sick. Like, in a bad way, you know. I can't imagine if you have that strict and kind of violent childhood. That's sad.
And everything that he's been through, he still can't catch a break because he continues to face obstacle after obstacle to this day.
To this day. To this day.
But as of the 2024 season, it has been significantly worse because this time Max is alone against literally everybody else. Now, of course, why would I say that Max Verstappen is alone? He clearly has an entire team behind him and a teammate, right? Well, not really, because one of the people he's up against is Red Bull. Now, Max isn't exactly in like a street fight with his own team like he is with McLaren.
Oh shit!
But the thing is, he's still constantly fighting his own team from screwing him over this season. Red Bull in 2024, or really since day one of their existence, has been a horseshit mess. They're known for being toxic, ruthless, and controversial, and Max has been committed to them his whole career. And as you can tell where this is going, just for Red Bull to completely disappoint him, because somehow they managed to get a whole lot worse this season. To give you an idea of
about the things they didn't do or didn't fix, he's talking about that?
just how screwed up this team is, I made a list of problems which have made Red Bull the hazardous environment that it is today, which goes like this. Christian Horner is a horny mess who loves sending pictures of his penis to his female co-workers. Helmut Marko is just a straight up racist. Adrian Newey left to another team along with so many other important Red Bull personnel. Jos Verstappen loves taking photos of nice girls.
Well, look at that. Who are you getting a picture of? Of a nice girl.
And Sergio Perez, a driver.
Why? Why? Why are you just going and just taking pictures of girls? You weirdo! Creep! I don't like that. I don't like that.
With a crippling addiction of crashing the RB20 in almost every other race weekend. Like, I'm not even kidding. This guy has actually been driving so bad that people have theorized that he's in the sport either because of two things. Now, sponsors are the boring answer, but the real interesting theories is that Checo either has blackmail on Christian Horner or has the cartel controlling Red Bull and is using the team as a cover-up for a secret cocaine drug operation. Personally, I like the second theory more, because even Mercedes have got some of that disco dust.
Why aren't you letting me look in the nose cone? So I don't know what's in there. It might be all our cocaine. No, it's not that, James.
Now, just to show proportionality on just how bad Red Bull is in 2024, I listed down Alpine's fuck-ups as well, including the 3 times they changed team principals, the amount of stupid moments they've had in races, the team shutting down their engine manufacturing program, and the clowns who are currently in it. And it's still less than the idiots across the street. Red Bull's mess this season has actually caused them so many competitive disadvantages, like Max having to drive a total tractor of a car, thanks to them having development issues since Barcelona.
Okay, last time when I saw F1 was not this weekend, but like in Spain. In Spain, I will say in Spain. It was in Spain. Yeah. I remember that the team just screw. I don't know why they did change his tire for 3 times, and at the end they put like hard tires, and he was pissed. And he couldn't drive as good as he could. That was a shitty move as well, but but yeah, we know how that went.
2023 voiced out by Checo at first, but they chose to ignore him, and now it's biting them in the ass. Now, this of course doesn't justify Checo having gay butt sex with the barriers in almost every race weekend.
And the rear wing has taken a battering.
Come on, man, what the fuck is you doing, cuz?
Because our beloved Mexican minister of ass over here is also responsible for many of Red Bull's other disadvantages this season, which includes 1, Max being left alone in races and vulnerable in the Drivers' Championship, and 2, Red Bull losing the Constructors' Championship lead, which is most likely going to be taken by the papaya team, McLaren. Another threat that Max Verstappen has to
Why they were bold? What?
Thanks to Red Bull, he's pretty much facing them with a blindfold on and one hand tied behind his back. Max is now in a tense title fight against Lando and McLaren, and he has no one on his side. It's actually the most depressing thing I've ever seen. The Singapore Grand Prix was a great example of the imbalance that he had to cope with. In qualifying, Lando and Oscar were pumping out strong laps left and right. They were clearly the fastest duo out there, qualifying in P1 and P5, and while Max was fast as well, dragging his Red Bull tractor into second, Sergio Perez failed to get out of Q2 and ended up 2/10 behind Williams. And in the race, while Lando was dominating the weekend, Oscar recovering to P3 and Max staying in second, Perez was busy hanging around Franco Colapinto, miles away from possibly helping Max in his title fight. So Checo, what are your thoughts of helping Max this season? So Red Bull came out of Singapore with an even bigger deficit to McLaren in the Constructors' Championship, and since Lando won the race, it puts him in closer striking distance towards Verstappen.
What the fucking hell are you? You great gangly fuck-knuckled twat, greasy-head cuntbag. Fuck you!
Max is honestly...
That was beautiful.
At every competitive disadvantage in this title fight, while Lando has Oscar as a teammate, an absolute unit of...
Where he gets these pictures? What the hell?
a car and a team that isn't perfect but is giving him the support that he needs. Sid from Ice Age doesn't have anyone to help him on track. His RB20 is just a lawnmower labeled as an F1 car, and his team is an absolute shit show.
Back with another milk. Help! Help! Help me! Help!
But despite how bad this fight is for Max, it isn't as bad as the other threat he had to face. The FIA. Verstappen is not just in war against McLaren this season, but also against the FIA. Because before the Singapore Grand Prix, he was asked a few questions during the FIA Thursday press conference about what happened to his car during Baku, the race where he was barely running in the points and where Sergio Perez made out with the Chile man. And he responded saying this.
I went into qualifying, I knew the car was...
Thank you, Max. Let's watch our language going forward.
For example, I couldn't even say the F word. I mean, it's not even that bad, right? I mean, the car was not working. The car is effed. Like, what are we? 5-year-olds? 6-year-olds? Even if a 5-year-old or 6-year-old is watching, I mean, they will eventually swear anyway.
Max said his car...
But like, it's so frustrating. You know, you are trying to do your best, but like your team is kind of doing the opposite. And your teammate is just, I don't know, chilling. Just kind of existing in there. Like, it's kind of sad. I'm kind of sad for him, but like... we can feel that he got a little bit rage issues, you know? A bit.
Was fucked, and after that he was told to tone down his language, but then he continued on to go on a rant saying that nah, I'ma keep swearing anyway. And boy did the FIA go absolutely apeshit over that, because just hours after the press conference it was revealed that Max Verstappen was called to the steward's room and fined multiple community service hours for swearing, ladies and gentlemen. What the fuck?
This is fucking bullshit, okay? These fucking assholes, these fucking assholes! The fuck is their problem, man?
This has got to be the stupidest rule in all of F1 history. Banning swearing, especially for Max Verstappen, that's like banning the guy's entire personality.
Just ban him. Just stick something over his mouth so he doesn't talk. I don't know. But like, is he the only one who did swear? Probably not. Duh. Like, what?
Crackdown on swearing is all thanks to a man named Mohammed Ben Sulayem, MBS, the president of the FIA. He's the one responsible for trying to make changes to have less bad language broadcasted by F1, a change nobody asked for in the first place.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And the worst part is that this is only the tip of the iceberg in terms of the shit that this guy has pulled off, because MBS is an actual infection. For those of you guys who don't know, MBS is known for being a complete egotistical fuck who wants to be known as the face of Formula 1 and has been in numerous controversies, like crashing a Renault F1 car back in 2009 because he apparently ignored advice given by the team since he was apparently already a 14-time Middle East rally champion, which I guess means crashing the car within 2 seconds driving it in a straight line. He's also had multiple...
Oh, he did drive as well, so... Huh.
Standoffs over the years against Lewis Hamilton for no good reason, was weirdly touchy with Oscar Piastri until he told him to piss off, okay did he, and is now picking a fight with Max Verstappen by penalizing him for saying the word fuck. Now allow me to slow down for a bit. I do have to say, you know, swear words are bad, but the thing is, FIA and MBS, please kindly do listen up. It's a form of expression. If you take that away from drivers, you take away their ability to express. F1's also a sport where drivers risk their lives. Why are you trying to be so politically correct all of a sudden? And even if you...
But like, it's so interesting that he kind of... Like, he is going like, another driver, like... What is up with him? It's so weird. What's wrong with him? Doesn't feel... right.
The hypocrisy from the FIA here is also clear as day. Racing in...
Can we change him?
Countries with zero human rights? Oh, that's fine. Having gambling sponsors on cars, which also gets broadcasted to kids? A-okay. Letting oil and tobacco companies sponsor the majority of teams? That's fine too. But swearing? Swearing? Now that is life without parole. Like, what a joke. And the fact that MBS and the FIA could probably get away with this rule as well is also extremely unfair. Like, the FIA have actually gone with so much stupid shit that it's actually so hard to ever take them seriously. But thankfully, after the Singapore Grand Prix, everyone finally started calling them out. During the post-race press conference, Max Verstappen fought back against the FIA by giving the driest responses as a protest, which went like this.
Max, let's come to you. What did you change overnight? Because it seems there's been a big difference in performance lately.
A lot.
Can you elaborate in terms of what you...
No, might get fined.
How long do you anticipate that you won't be giving answers in the FIA press conference for?
I'm answering. It's not a lot. Problem with my voice.
Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris also criticized the FIA, backing up Max.
I think it's pretty unfair. I don't agree with any of it. So.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a joke, to be honest. This is the pinnacle of the sport. Mistakes are made.
And the best part about all this is that almost every F1 fan on social media is now critiquing the FIA, but mostly MBS for obviously being the absolute clown that he is. Like, you know you fucked up when the Orange Army, Team LH, and the Papaya Army decide to set their differences aside and group up against you. So thank you, MBS, for bringing the F1 community together to equally shit on you.
None of you Get the fuck out of here, bitch!
But with Max Verstappen winning against the FIA by a landslide, he still has to face another threat. Ferrari. A team which nobody really takes seriously. Now, I really hesitated to include Ferrari in this video because they're more of a threat to themselves than to anyone else. But the thing is, they're right behind Red Bull and McLaren, which means that if Red Bull screws up just a few more times, and if Ferrari doesn't pull a Ferrari in the rest of the races this season, they could be a serious threat to Max. But their odds of winning are not as high as McLaren's, not just because of the point deficit, but also because of something I call the Ferrari equation. Something I have spent multiple days cooking up, and it goes a little like this. So one Charles Leclerc win equals to all the luck in the world plus the top 5 drivers need to be depressed. As long as Ferrari gets those two things, they could easily win another title. However, this is a bit of a double-edged sword because one Charles Leclerc win also equals to a horrible weekend for the entire team sometime in the near future. We've seen this happen before. Charles won in Monaco just to get a Ferrari double DNF in Canada, and he won in Monza just for the team to mess up in Singapore. And also, for every 2 good weekends the team has, it also equals to 1 bad weekend sometime later. But if Ferrari can just find a balance and master these equations, they could easily cook the competition. But knowing them, I'm just praying they don't end up cooking themselves. And speaking about a team that's currently cooking themselves, we're gonna have to go back to Red Bull, because I'm not finished with these guys. As I've said before, Max Verstappen came out of Singapore with Lando getting more points than him, putting him in a very tough position to defend his title, since McLaren has every advantage. But Max didn't come out of that weekend completely empty-handed, because Daniel Ricciardo from the hit team Visa Cash App RB, the same man who beat Max Verstappen in equal machinery then threw away his career, stole the fastest lap point from Lando in the final lap of the race.
Here comes Ricciardo, he's gonna be
allowing Max to be able to finish in P2 for all the remaining races this season and still win the championship by a point. And guess what Red Bull did to Daniel? They fired him. Out of all the people Red Bull could have gotten rid of, they decided to get rid of the only dude who actually helped Max. That is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Daniel Ricciardo has helped Max more this season than his actual teammate. I'm gonna cry. But seriously, guys, I cannot believe Red Bull decided to fire Daniel Ricciardo from the hit
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well.
Team Visa Cash App RB, man. The same man who beat Max Verstappen in equal machinery then threw away his career. Now, did you hear that, Red Bull? I cannot believe you guys fired Daniel Ricciardo from the hit team Visa.
We do not care.
Now, jokes aside, I do understand Red Bull's decision. Maybe Liam Lawson could be a better suit for VCARB, but it's the way they handled Daniel's departure which really pisses me off. First of all, they took 50 fucking years to actually announce Daniel's departure, so while he was crying in race interviews, everyone...
Yeah, I wanted to say that he looked like he's crying.
Everyone was still confused about his future. Second of all, they...
That's terrible!
Only told Daniel he was getting sacked only a day before his final race, and third of all, Red Bull barely gave any goodbyes. Even their social media team didn't do shit. While Mercedes thanked Daniel.
I'm kind of starting to hate, like, Red Bull? What have, dude? Look, it's not okay. It's not okay.
Daniel for being a solid competitor, and Alpine, ladies and gentlemen, the French shit show, sent their regards and thanked him for what he's done for their team in the past. Red Bull and VCarb merely responded with 2 heart emojis. So with Red Bull being the disrespectful mess that fired the only guy who actually helped Max, McLaren being the stable, faster version of Red Bull, Ferrari just being there hoping to snatch a win, and the FIA being an absolute clown fest, Sid from Ice Age has to face all of these teams and organizations by himself. And guess what he's been doing while all of this was going on? Playing Minecraft.
Oh, Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Well, the problem is, my pickaxe is fucked.
What?
There are children that might be listening.
What the hell?
My pickaxe is still fucked.
Max Verstappen is literally in the most high pressure situation right now, and he's busy getting addicted to Minecraft. This guy is the most badass dude I've ever seen.
At these moments, I'm sometimes thinking like he had like rough childhood, and now he has like some type of freedom. So he's trying to blow you away, you know. Yeah.
But Max, if you are watching this video, I highly recommend you create this contraption in Minecraft that we've all seen everywhere online and name the sheep either Mohammed Ben Sulayem, Christian Horner, or Helmut Marko. Or have all of them at the same time, because these guys genuinely need to be fucked in the ass to know their place. Especially the
Who was that? You could do that in Minecraft. What the fuck? I did play Minecraft, but just a little bit, and I wasn't great, and I didn't know what I'm doing. But yeah.
FIA with their brain-dead rule of banning swearing. And to end this video on a positive note, just in case the FIA doesn't plan on reversing this rule anytime soon, I have decided to take initiative and come up with some swear word alternatives, since there are actually some pretty great alternatives out there. Like instead of F this shit, you could say I give up. Instead of you could say Mohammed Ben Sulayem. Instead of pig, you could say Lance Stroll. And instead of Checo has been saying the car's you could also say, my name is Toto Wolff from Drive to Survive Season 5, Episode 2. And finally, my favorite, instead of saying horse organization that wants to control everything and make F1 a sport by setting rules that no one gives a about, you could say the FIA. Thank you so much for watching.
Oh my gosh. This was seriously rough. This was rough. I actually didn't think the Red Bull team is, I want to say, such waste. Like, you don't give a crap about your drivers, and you don't think what's best for team. You're like still thinking that drinking Red Bull you can fly, or what? I seriously don't understand. It's frustrating, and I kind of get it why Max is so angry. Like, oh, yeah. So yeah, I hope that you did enjoy this video, and if you did, please consider to leave a like and subscribe, and hopefully I'm gonna see you next time. If you have some suggestions for me, please leave them in my Discord server, and yeah, take care, bye!